Good morning. Today's the Sabbath day. Shabbat Shalom. Saturday, the Sabbath. You know, the day that everybody was being killed to change from Saturday to Sunday. You know, Messiah said, pray that your flight doesn't leave on the Sabbath. He didn't come to change those commandments, the same ones in 1 Corinthians 10 that he gave to them. So basically, the prophets, they came to do what? To teach Yahweh's perfect commandments. The Messiah came to do what? To teach Yahweh's perfect commandments. The disciples taught Yahweh's perfect commandments. Why? So that perhaps through them, the world could be saved from Judgment Day. So now, because the world does not follow the perfect commandments, Judgment Day will be coming, the curse. So Yahweh, throughout his scriptures, throughout his whole Bible, tells us to repent and sin no more and keep my commandments. So that way mankind doesn't become extinct, become wiped out. So now the Messiah came, he followed the commandments, he was free of sin. He said, through me, the world could be saved. How? Why? Because of following the commandments. If they follow the commandments, there's no more curse. The Messiah came to break the curse. So if you believe in him and you love me, then you'll keep my commandments. So it's all about following the commandments. What happens when your kids don't listen and follow commandments? They get in trouble. What happens when mankind doesn't listen and aren't obedient to Yahweh's commandments? The world, the people, the curse is going to get us in trouble. Mankind is going to become extinct because they fail to follow Yahweh's perfect commandments. Yahweh's commandments are perfect. All these bad people that in the world should never have ruler or power or authority or all this money and greed. Us as people, if we would have read Yahweh's scriptures and kept his commandment and brought his truth back to the world, like the Hebrews should have done a long time ago, and kept rulership and obeyed his commandments, those kings and all that, the world would not be what it is today. The world is on a path to destruction. This is why Judgment Day comes. The whole world knows this is coming. Why? What's going to cause it? Technology, nuclear war, all this stuff should never have been built. It should never have existed. Yahweh's commandments were perfect. If the world would have followed Yahweh's commandments, all poison in our food, the seeds should have been natural. The seeds should never have been mixed with anything else. The world wouldn't be poisoned today with food. There would be no plagues. There would be no sickness, no disease. Cancer, AIDS, all these diseases, they would not exist if we kept Yahweh's commandments. This is why mankind is going to be destroyed. This is why Yeshua Messiah kept the commandments. This is why the prophets came to teach those commandments. And the people did not want to believe, they did not want to follow, they did not want to trust in those commandments. They were doing away with the commandments. For what? For man-made traditions, lies, man-made laws, paganism. They believe that man believes that they are smarter than the Creator himself, the one who created all things. It's kind of like a business owner creating a business, setting it up the way he wants it to be set up, and it makes billions and trillions of dollars. You're going to come in and tell him that everything he did is wrong, not to follow his rules, not to follow his commandments. After all, he's a billionaire, he's a trillionaire. He's done it. He's successful. He created it. And now somebody's going to come along and tell him you're doing it all wrong? Wake up, people. Smell the coffee. Do people not understand? Yahweh is a creator of all things. He's the only source of life. Man has chose to not listen to his commandments. This is why man is going to be wiped off the planet called Earth, the thing that he created, because they fail to obey and follow his commandments. The world is going to become looted. It's going to become bankrupt. The United States is going to be looted, just like Egypt. All these things are coming, whether you want to believe it or not. It's coming. Just like the billionaire, the trillionaire, he created it. He's successful. He's making all that money. He's rich. Why? Because he's following the commandments. Now, the minute people come into that business and stop following those commandments, either he's got to get rid of them and find people that will follow the commandments, or they're going to put his business down under. When they stop following his commandments, he's going to become bankrupt. Do you think he's going to keep hiring people that don't want to follow his commandments, that are going to make him bankrupt? No, he's going to get the righteous people, the people that love him and obey him and trust in him and his commandments and follow his commandments. Don't you understand? It's common sense. The world doesn't have common sense when it comes to the truth. They have common sense when it comes to money. They have common sense when it comes to valuables. They have common sense when it comes to possessions or mammon. But they don't have common sense when it comes to the Bible, the commandments. They don't have common sense when it comes to the Creator. Instead, they follow the lie, the serpent, kind of like Adam and Eve. You have the woman that follows mammon, and then you have the man that follows the woman. Materialistic things of this world. That's the story about Adam and Eve. Yahweh created everything perfect. Yahweh was supposed to create Adam. Yahweh was supposed to create Eve. But Adam and Eve were not supposed to create and eat from that tree. They had sex. They weren't supposed to do that. Yahweh was supposed to make everything perfect. Adam ate from the wrong tree. And Eve too. That's what happened to the world. That's what happened to mankind. They choose to eat from the wrong commandments. They trust in the serpent, the lie, the wrong commandments. The commandments that will bring judgment day, destruction. This is why Adam and Eve got casted out of the Garden of Eden. They were not allowed back in the Garden of Eden because they failed to obey Yahweh's commandments. This is why the whole world, churches, religion, false teachers, false prophets, will all be destroyed. Why? You can call them churches, you can call them religion, whatever, whether they're Pharisees or sanctuaries or synagogues of Satan, it's all the same. They all fail to obey Yahweh's commandments. Rome, the Vatican, Christianity, Constantine, Islam, religions, churches, they all fail to obey Yahweh's commandments. They don't understand what happened to the name Yahweh. They don't want to know the name Yahweh. They don't want to know the truth. That's what brought the curse. They removed the name Yahweh out of the scriptures. They remove Allah Almighty's name out of the scriptures. Exodus 6:3. That's what caused confusion between religions, churches, which brought the lies. They removed the truth. Revelations 22:18-19 says, "Do not add or take from my word, or you will be cursed. You will be removed from the book of life." Mankind will be wiped off the planet come judgment day. They will be removed from the planet. The only ones that will be saved is the ones that keep my commandments, that love me with all their heart, all their mind, all their soul, and all their strength. And number 2, love your neighbors. Teach them the truth. Shalom. Peace. Have a great day.